Okay, so this is kind of an impromptu video for the stuff that we are doing. This would be on Wednesday, September 6th. So it's adding and subtracting rational numbers, and all that means is basically fractions that don't have zero in the denominator, because that's irrational. Actually, it's a no solution. But anyway, so I'm just going to do a quick reminder on dealing with fractions. So hopefully you can see that okay. Okay, so if we have something like, maybe I'll switch to a marker. Okay, so if we have something like, so we need common denominators when we add fractions. So if we had something like 3/4 plus 1/4, because they're the same denominator, we can go ahead and just keep that denominator and then just add, and then that ends up being 1. But I didn't intend that to happen, but it just did. Okay. So then we could have something like, well, the same thing. So 3/4 minus 1/4 is 2/4, and that reduces to 1/2. So the basic stuff. Okay, so then we'll have something like, let's see. So 3/5 plus 3/10. So this one isn't as bad. So we do need common denominators. So we can make 5 turn into 10. So we can change that. And this is times 2. So then we multiply the top by 2. So then we get 6. So 6/10 plus 3/10 equals, and then we get 9/10. Okay. So then we, so then we can do something a little more difficult in maybe not having it be just where one of them has to be multiplied. What if we had to, so let's see. So let's do 1/2 plus 3/5. Okay, so 2 can't turn into 5 and 5 can't turn into 2. So we would need to make these both turn into something, and that would be the common denominator could be 10. So then 2 was multiplied by 5 to get 10. So we need to do the same thing up here. So we have 5 plus, and then this was multiplied by 2, and this is multiplied by 2, so then we get 6. And just for the sake of this, let's just leave it as 11/10. You can make it 1 1/10, but we don't have to. Okay? And then sometimes you might be asked to compare fractions. So if I had a fraction like let's see, 1/2 and 3/5. Which one is bigger? Okay, you might be asked. Okay, so truly, and we're not using calculators, so we have to do this by hand. Well, if you're going to make this into a decimal, it's a good idea to either make them common denominators, or you can make them decimals. But this one we could do common denominators. So we could make them 10. So that's by 5 and 5. So 5/10, and this step by 2, and this by 2. So 6/10 is going to be bigger than 5/10, okay? So it would be like that. Bigger. Okay? But you could also, if you, for some reason, didn't want to make a common denominator, you could go ahead and divide these. Okay? So 1 divided by 2. So we have to, so 2 goes into 10.5, and then 5 goes into 3, so we change it to 3.0. This is just kind of a reminder. So then 5 goes into 30 6 times. So this one is bigger because it's 6/10 versus 5/10. So that's another way you can do things. So hopefully that makes sense. And then the sub will have you go into your groups, and then the answer key is in the binder. So you need to behave. And yeah.